If you are looking into buying cheap and safe FIFA coins, look no further than footcoinshop.net. They have the fastest service, an incredible loyalty reward system, and the best prices around. Use my creator code Inception when you sign up for your account and get a 5% discount with your order. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another Evolutions video. They've been dropping Evolutions left, right, and center for the holidays, huh boys? You know, it's for the people that basically got the game. They're getting into it, they're building their squads, and then there's a few players they can upgrade to, right? That's going to be the main variables for the holiday evolution cards that have been coming out like crazy. And a lot of them take a while to expire. In my opinion, I don't know if you guys agree with this. I don't think evolutions should expire, man. I think like they should just kind of like stay there, especially since you kind of decide like what you want to do with your upgrades and all that good stuff, right? But anyways, the evolutions today is going to be called Pep'S Legacy. That's what it's called. It's gonna be called Pep'S Legacy. Show everyone you aren't a fraud. Send your left back to Pep University for a major boost in passing, dribbling stats, along with the tiki-taka incisive pass plus play styles. Okay, so guys, there's gonna be a lot of options to work with here. On my RTG account, we got to build up the coins is what it really comes down to, honestly. But on my RTG account, I actually have one of the options that people list here, and it could be pretty solid for the RTG account. But let's take a look at what the options are going to be here, right? So for this evolutions, guys, there are so many good options, okay? So many, especially since the play styles are very, very passing oriented, right? Incisive pass plus, tiki-taka, very, very good play styles. You guys know I'm all about those passing play styles for the general build-up play, right? But these are all the options you're going to have to work with. It's going to be a lot, okay? A lot of options. So one of the most sought-after players who is apparently extinct on the market right now is going to be the David Alaba card, right? So a David Alaba, guys, as an inform, he is currently extinct, I believe. Yeah, he's extinct on the market because I think he was available for the last evolutions, which I think was this one, and now you can do team of the week upgrade into Pep'S Legacy, which is obviously insane. But with the improvements that you give this card, right, shadow chemistry style to give him a 91 acceleration, 91 for sprint speed, and very good defensive stats, it puts him in a pretty good area, right? Sure, he's not a lengthy player, but we're talking about someone that's going to be very, very agile to work with that, you know, in my opinion, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I see him being used in the CDM position a lot, right? CDM position a lot just because it's a card that dribbles well, that will have the passing play styles to push forward, come back, right? A lot of cool stuff to work with. This card is now going to have 4-star skills with a 5-star weak foot, which is nuts, right? 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot is crazy. Left-footed player, medium high work rates. There's a lot to desire with this card, right? Anticipates regular, which is a huge plus. He's got quick step, tiki-taka's added onto the card, incisive pass. If you guys don't know what incisive pass is, it's through passes are far more accurate. Swerve passes are delivered with maximum curve, and precision passes travel at top speed to the destination. That is a crazy play style to have, guys. Okay, very, very good. That's why for my team, Bompastor might be a really good option to go with, just because, again, I'm really into the passing play styles and all that kind of stuff. But David Alaba, definitely going to be a very, very big option to work with. Again, there's going to be a few different ones here. Cancelo is the next one. So if you have the regular inform Cancelo, which yet again, extinct on the market, if you pack this card, you can now make him a passing monster as well. So instead of getting technical plus, which to be fair, from the previous versions of the card, especially on the Trailblazers, technical plus, guys, is a really, really huge playstyle to work with. Like, I personally like that playstyle a lot. I know he's gone down in price a lot because there's so many different evolutions that have been coming out for the card. There's obviously this card that came out as well. I lost 21k after this evolution came out for the SBC account, but that's fine because we always do the reviews and all that kind of stuff. But from the inform into the Pep'S Legacy, it gets some pretty significant improvements, right? Some really, really good stuff. The passing playstyle is, again, a very, very huge variable to work with, but this card is just generally really well formatted for the most part. I mean, technically speaking, with Cancelo, you could actually rotate him into the midfield position if you wanted to, right? On a shadow chemistry style, he gets really good pace, really good defending. If you feel like his defending is good enough, you could technically give him a hunter chemistry style, right? A hunter, I'm blind. A hunter chemistry style would boost his finishing to be at an 82 with an 89 for shot power while working with a regular Trivella at a high-low work rate. So Cancelo could definitely be a really, really solid option to work with, especially for the future, depending on if they do any sort of like evolution improvements that really, really pops off with these cards. Now, this is the card that I actually have on the RTG account and might actually consider improving because, like I said, these playstyles definitely add a lot to these cards. But Bompastor on a shadow chemistry style is going to be working with 97 acceleration, 95 for sprint speed, but she is a high work rated card. Now, obviously, she lacks in physical capabilities, 100%, but the regular playstyle of being able to push forward with this card is obviously going to be a very solid, capability with her. With Bompastor as well, you can actually use her as a center mid if I need to rotate her. Because here's the thing, right? I say center mid, but center mid because of the dribbling stats, right? But this card has the left mid position change. So that variable exists for you to change, right? You could technically give this card either the shadow chemistry style or the hunter chemistry style, depending on how you end up using her in game, right? So if it's a card that attacks a lot for you and you want to use her as a center mid in like a 3 midfield setup, she could be really nice on that hunter chemistry style to push forward, come back, because she has the high work rates, 5'4" height, 5-star weak foot now while being left-footed. Bompastor in game, guys, has really good play styles as well. Right now she has incisive pass, she has tiki-taka added to the card, but she also has quick step, anticipate, whipped pass, incisive pass, dead ball, a lot of really nice stuff, right? So obviously definitely going to be a big card to work with too if you do end up having her in your team. She's a person that was lower on the market, and because the evolution came up, she obviously went up 16.8k, which is obviously pretty significant if you plan on using her in the future, right? So there's a lot of Liga, what is it, Liga D1 Arkema, that's what it's called for the women's league. They actually have a few different players you can work with in that league, so not a bad choice to go with there. Lauder is the next card. What is this? Welcome to Evolutions, Budding Starlet, Midfield Dynasty, detail oriented into Pep's Legacy. It is a Scottish player who gets a 4-star, 5-star capability, 5'7" height, so her dribbling is probably going to be really nice. And this is a very solid card. Look at this, man. On a hunter chemistry style, she's very well formatted. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, she could be a good cam, dude. High medium work rates, left-footed, 5'7". Bro, she's a defender? Bro, a card like this in the defense? Wow. That's crazy. That's really nuts. I mean, the links with her sucks terribly, but if you're building a Scottish team, what a W, man. Oh my goodness, that's a massive W. What else we got from Pep's Legacy? Grimaldo, eh? Grimaldo gets the upgrade too. Grimaldo's cool. Yeah, he's cool for the upgrade as well. Gets some pretty decent boosts on the card. The dribbling and the passing is, guys, I'm telling you, man, with fullbacks, it's super nice to have players that can dribble and pass the ball, because the side positions is a really big way to build up the play. And when someone activates some sort of like pressure tactic that breaks your attacking AI, those are the only areas that you can move. So being able to use like a technical or a controlled sprint with cards that have dribbling stats like this is crazy, right? Especially in his case, because you give him a shadow chemistry style, his pace is maximized, and then his defense is going to be put in a good area while being, again, that guy that can overlap in your team. So yeah, he looks pretty saucy to work with too, man. Definitely a very solid choice. Capdevila. So I'm not really sure what Capdevila is like this year, because like I said, I think defensively it might be a similar situation to Kyle Walker, where it's like defensively he's actually set up to be a very well-rounded player, because first of all, he's lengthy, right? So the lengthy part is a big deal to work with. On a shadow chemistry style, he's got 95 acceleration, 92 for sprint speed. Defensive stats will be put into a good area, but he has 77 agility with 78 balance. And I feel like for this year's game, you probably notice that a little bit more in regards to the general buildup. But regardless, obviously gets some pretty significant improvement. Is a hero card. I don't know if the links work the same way if you put it into a green. Hopefully it does. But if it does, then obviously it could be a really cool option to work with if you were looking for a more defensive-oriented card. Because to be fair, playstyles-wise, he's got Tiki-Taka, Relentless, Quick Step, Incisive Pass, but you know, he's just physical oriented basically. It might be like a Kyle Walker in the left back position. I'm not sure what his dribbling is like because I never really tried it out myself, because he does have an average wide type. Average wide type is a little bit better to work with. Average wide type in the defense is actually very, very nice. So that's not too bad there. Let's see what else we have to work with here. So Alaba, Bompastor, Grimaldo, Capdevia, Olga. Olga has the Centurion card and then Centurion's upgrade and then Pep's Legacy afterwards. And it puts her in a fantastic area for a Real Madrid player who is 5-star, 5-star. Again, lacks in physical capabilities 100%, but the pace is put into a fantastic area. Defensive stats massively improved, except for defensive awareness and interceptions. But having a card like this that is 5-star, 5-star that can push forward, come back, it technically be used as a center mid because she still technically has 83 finishing. The shot power is really bad, but still very solid stuff there. Playstyles, she has a couple of decent ones too. Intercept, technical is good, rapid is good as well. Tiki-taka being added, incisive pass. So for the Real Madrid homies, like, that's definitely really cool. I like that they make promo cards that are seen as the trash cards put into evolutions that make them good cards. That's actually pretty solid. I like that a lot personally. Guys, there's gonna be so many options for this, man. Like, it's actually ridiculous how many options there's gonna be. Okay, so Cancelo we already brushed up on. There's the left back card as well. The left back version is honestly just from you upgrading it from the rare gold, which, I mean, you could totally do, but you need higher pace, I would say. Like, getting higher pace would be a little bit helpful because he's formatted with higher acceleration, lower sprint speed, and even if it's like a +1, +2 difference, it's better to just do that if you're going to make that upgrade, right? DeMarco, Inter Milan player, right? You get a nice little cheeky upgrade with him as well. He's a 4-star, 4-star player. He's left-footed on a shadow chemistry style. He's 97 acceleration, 93 for sprint speed. Defensive stats massively increased. It's a nice Serie A left back. You know, you can't really go wrong with that. Obviously, the pace would have to be a little bit higher. It says controlled explosive here, right? 83 agility, yeah. So the controlled explosive part is the only part that's a little bit of a letdown because by default, this is a card that I would actually use as probably like a center mid because he actually has shooting capabilities. But it's interesting because you could technically use him as a center back, right? Because he actually has that position change. Play styles in game, he has incisive pass, whipped pass, intercept, first touch, relentless, tiki-taka. A card like this in the center mid position would be really nice too, right? So not a bad option to go with for the Inter Milan fans. Inform wise, it is also extinct on the market. A lot of these cards just go extinct, eh? Nuno Mensch got a new one too. Look at this guy. Anyways, David Alaba we already talked about. Zabacosta now turns into a 4-star, 5-star player. He has detail oriented like a rock. Midfield dynasty, Pep's Legacy puts him at a very, very good improvement, right? So 92 acceleration, 93 for sprint speed. Base card stats for shooting is actually in a pretty decent area. So technically speaking, you could actually give him a hunter chemistry style because look at the base defensive stats of this card. The base defense is in such a good area that you can actually give him a hunter and properly use him as a center mid in your team too, because he even has the position changes to use as well, like left back, right mid, left back, left wing back. There's a bunch of stuff to work with on this card as well. 5-star weak foot's a huge W. Like, you can genuinely use this card wherever you want. That's actually very, very nice. Very, very solid option there too. Ona Battle. Barcelona player, right back, right wing back, left back. I mean, you could technically give her a shadow, you know, 92 acceleration, 89 for sprint speed, defensive stats improved, but, you know, dribbling stats would be improved as well. I mean, she looks like a cool card, but there's like that other midfielder, like a Paralise, something like that. I forget. She's pretty solid. I actually used her on one of the accounts because I had to have like that chemistry link in that area. Pep's Legacy for a left wing guy that plays for Schalke. Look at this. Centurion's sharpshooter. Is this a physical player? Wow, it's technically not even physical. I mean, for me, it makes me still want to give him a marksman because he's formatted for that. With the finishing at a 70, +7, dribbling boost in the card. He's 6 foot tall, right? So that's an interesting one, actually. For people that went to the sentimental route for the Schalke players, I wonder if I'll ever see that card like one time in my life. Nuno Mendes gets another new card as well. I mean, in comparison to the evolutions, you have to take a look at that. So let's take a look at the main differences here, right? So Pep's Legacy, I mean, to be fair, gives 2 W playstyles, right? One of the playstyles, Incisive Pass, is crazy. And then Tiki Taka is also really nice to work with too. Nuno Mendes, by the way, is very solid card this year. I like him, man. I like him. I've been upgrading some of the cards on one of the accounts, and I'm like, you know what? This guy is actually pretty good. Pretty decent card. Because the other evolutions is the 86. Yeah, so detail oriented. So doesn't get those playstyles. I forget what detail oriented does. I think it might just be the stats, to be honest, with this card. It might just be the stats. So I mean, the newer version would be kind of sick. Honestly, if I were to pack Nuno Mendes on the RTG account, it would be pretty decent because I have like a Donnarumma, and then maybe in the future, if your boy gets Mbappe, no, I'm just joking. I don't know. That's probably never gonna happen, honestly. But with Nuno Mendes being Portuguese, like that's like the main thing for me. You know, I just need a nice little cheeky Portuguese player in the team. Carries more value for me than a Bompastor that I'm not really like too familiar with, like meta wise, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the difference between the two is pretty crazy because you have to also understand that they get a weak foot improvement, skill move improvement. So he's 4-star, 5-star now, right? So it kind of adds to the card, you know? The thing is with these cards is that it is nice to choose players that you know are not going to get improvements. Like Nuno Mendes can definitely get a promo card in the future. You know at some point they're going to do that. They're going to price him up there, but because that's the thing about evolutions too, is that you also get like a cheaper variation of a specific card too, right? Alex Telles is definitely going to be one that people look at as well, mainly because of the Al Nassr link. Okay, that's going to be like a really huge one because let's say for instance you're playing the game, you pack a nice little cheeky wild card Ronaldo, you need a nice little direct link with him. Brazilian is not really like a hard link to work with. Getting Alex Telles would not be a horrible option, right? Because obviously you give him the pace boost, you give him the defensive boost. It's a well-rounded card. Obviously, he's more attacking oriented than anything, but playstyles wise, he has Incisive Pass, Trivela, Bruiser, Press Proven Whipped Pass, Tiki Taka. Like he has a lot of really cool stuff, right? So if you went in that direction because you wanted that link to Ronaldo, it wouldn't be a bad choice either. Gaia for probably the Valencia fans. This is what I'm talking about, right? So the Trailblazers cards, or the Trailblazer card, not really that crazy. No one really cares too much about it. Went up in price because some people actually want to be able to unlock this card and make him a better player. +5 rating on him for Gaia, right? Puts him in a pretty decent area while being a 5-star player, right? Shadow Chemistry Style boosts the acceleration, sprint speed to be in a very good area. Defensive stats also massively improved on the card. So you got a few things to work with there as well, right? We also have a few other cards in like some different leagues. Like obviously we have the Saudi guy, right? He's 4-star, 5-star. This is not a bad one, bad option to work with either on a shadow if you're going in the direction of building some sort of like Saudi Arabian team, right? Because you have Bruiser Wingback. That'd be the first one that you would do. And then you have some of these improvements here from Triple Threat, Wingback into detail oriented, Pep's Legacy afterwards. You get some pretty significant improvements for a card that's going to be a really usable Saudi player to work within a team. I don't think there's that many Saudi players in this game other than like Alaweron, because this guy's probably not that crazy, but that's going to be like the main guy. Oh, and this guy too, this guy's actually not too bad either. So that would be a nice little triple link setup that you could work with if you really wanted to, right? That wouldn't necessarily be too bad because this guy plays left back, you have one right back, so not too bad there as well. We have cards that are mostly sentimental but have some really significant improvements. I mean, take a look at this guy, right? So welcome to Evolutions, Relentless Winger. Look at what you would have to do with this card, bro. Is that Centurion's box to box? I can't tell if it is. It might be though. Centurion's Sharpshooter on the card. So Centurion Sharpshooter, Relentless Winger Part 2. Look how many you would have to do for this card though. But listen, again, if you're going in the route of sentimental value, you have an Australian guy who's gotten some pretty significant improvements. You know what I'm wondering, bro? I'm wondering if Manny and Toby's brother, if he's at a point nowadays where he's really sick. Like he could be, you know? He definitely could be. I don't remember the guy's name, so I actually can't search it because I genuinely don't remember. Alvaro Bustos. Bro, look at all the crazy options you have, man. Like, this is nuts. Sentimental FC for the win, my dude. This guy plays for La Liga Hypermotion too, eh? Look at this. Again, you would have to go in that sentimental route, but some pretty significant improvements, dude. Some pretty significant improvements. Okay, left back as well. Rosa. Look at this. Like, even like, dude, even if you're going in the route of getting like an Alex Moreno, like, who knows if Alex Moreno ever gets a car in the future? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a really good option to go with. Shadow chemistry style. Welcome to evolutions. Detail oriented. Pep's legacy. He gets very good play styles, and it's a solid left back. W evolutions, man. Honestly, look, Godafa's here. Oh my goodness, guys. If we did the first owner stuff in the beginning of the year, and I packed Wilson Manafa, you guys remember this one, right? Bruiser wingback, bro. Bruiser wingback into detail oriented into Pep's legacy. How funny is that? Now, obviously, people are probably not going to have the welcome to evolution, so it'd be this one, right? Bruiser wingback into detail oriented Pep's legacy on a shadow chemistry style. You get really significant improvements, and this is a more than usable Portuguese right back that plays in Liga Santander. Like, look at the state of this card. It's really, really nice. That's Godafa. That's my boy right there, bro. That's my boy. A lot of options, man. Look, Ranieri as a center back could be pretty solid. Udogi. I think with this card, I mean, like, I'm thinking about Giyu, because Giyu did do an evolutions one time with Udogi, and I don't know if he was able to improve him even further. But this card on a shadow, usability wise for a Spurs team, pretty decent to work with. Not too bad there. Jordi Alba could be a card that some people do if they want to get that link to Messi that badly as like a cheaper alternative, but it would be such a waste to do it on that. A lot of these cards, guys, that you would choose, there's a lot of cards that are definitely in a sentimental route, but could be good in the future, right? Look, Manchester United fans can go with Tyrell Malacia, right? 78 rated all the way to an 87. But these types of cards, again, you can kind of see them getting a promo in the future, right? But again, with evolutions, you can improve them even further, which would add to the card, of course, right? But yeah, a lot of different options to work with here, guys. If you guys see me like skipping past them, it's just kind of like brushing through it basically, because there's obviously going to be a ton of options to work with, right? Nice little Chelsea player over here, budding starlet into Pep's legacy. Boom, usable left back version of the Matson card with 97 acceleration, 94 for sprint speed, 5-star weak foot, Chelsea player, right? There's just going to be so many different things. Try your best, obviously, to go into the sentimental route, because we've kind of like reached that point with a lot of these cards, if you possibly can, because that's going to be the way to go when it comes down to getting a lot of these players. But yeah, very, very solid options. A W evolutions yet again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Happy holidays. There should not be another video today because your boy has to go do the holiday stuff with the family. All right, so I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.